Hey, Anthony, how do you kind of deal with the pressure of pitching in between bullpen games in the midst of a really intense division race right now?
Um, Honestly, I haven't thought about it too much, or haven't really tried to even think about putting pressure on myself. Honestly, I just truly feel like you know, you know, no matter what I do, the team's gonna have my back, and we'll figure it out day by day. But I mean, can't think too much into it. Just got to go out and pitch, and glad I was able to get deep in the ball game today, and yeah.
Gabe talked about your first pitch strike rate today. How important is having a high first pitch strike percentage to your success?
Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, I didn't even know if it was high or not, honestly. Just kind of locked in and trying to fill up the zone. But, I think, numbers show you get ahead, everything's, stuff kind of goes in your favor. Obviously, this is big league hitters, and, they can do damage, but you just give yourself a better chance, when you're getting ahead of guys.
And then one more for me. What impressed you about Buster's performance tonight? He had the home run and then caught 9 innings of 3 hit balls, and to do it in September at the end of a long season, just what stands out to you about that?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously, a special player. There's no doubt about it. It's been a privilege to, watch him all year, and be on the same team as him. But yeah, he was great tonight. But, that home run was really impressive. And everyone was, kind of shocked when we saw the replay on the scoreboard, and it literally looked like that ball was just going to hit him in the chest, and just deposits it in the seats was super impressive.
Thank you.
Danny?
Yeah, I actually have another question about Buster. Gabe has said a few times throughout the year that he's just really skilled at calling games. I mean, you've pitched with a lot of catchers. Is there anything, differently that he does specifically?
I mean, I don't notice anything. I just, he definitely has he's been doing it a long time, and doing it successfully. I have the utmost confidence in him, calling a game as well as Kurt. I think our whole staff does. But, you can tell he's always constantly, thinking about the previous pitch and probably putting himself in the hitter's shoes, and, what he thinks would be the next best pitch. And, like I said, I have a lot of confidence in Buster and, our catchers in general, but, he's awesome back there.
Ryan?
Anthony, just wondering, I was watching your outings recently, and you stopped going from the windup. Is that something that you just changed recently in your delivery, just to that help make it your better pitching wise for you?
Yeah. Stop going over the head. Just felt like, I wasn't getting the feelings that I wanted to out of the windup. Just kind of feeling disconnected, and this is where it's just things to add to the list of why our pitching coaches are awesome. They support you and what you want to do, what changes you want to make, and ultimately it's like whatever's going to feel good, almost like go out and do it. Maybe in years past I probably would have just kept trying to figure out something, and kept going over the head and not feeling good and all this stuff. But just for them to have the confidence in me and making, just an adjustment like that, and having the support, because I've been having success with going over the head and whatnot, and just for them to have my support and making that change is awesome.
Between bullpen games, DeSclafani's ability to give you 6 2/3 tonight, how important and valuable is that to this pitching staff right now? And what did you like about his outing?
Start with what I liked. There's a ton of first pitch strikes.
88% first pitch strikes or somewhere in that neighborhood. And just a lot of strikes overall. At one point, Bales leaned over and said, "You think he's going to throw fewer balls than Webby did in the Colorado outing in 7 innings?" And he was really close, but he was attacking the strike zone with all of his pitches, and he was able to have enough movement on him to stay off barrels all night, and was able to go deep into the game for us, puts us in a good position for tomorrow. And right now, our 3 healthy and productive regular starters are doing everything they can to keep our bullpen fresh and strong, and giving us a chance to be in good shape for these bullpen games.
I think during this 9-game streak, you've scored at least 6 runs in all of these games, which is a franchise record. What has stood out to you about the consistency of the offense? And is there anything that you're seeing over the past 9-10 days that's different?
I don't think it's different, Kerry. And you know how I feel about this, but I'll, just continue to share it. When we go through those stretches where, we're not swinging the bats all that well, or we're putting the ball in play weakly early in counts, or we're swinging and missing a lot, it's usually not a result of our plan changing all that much. And when we're swinging the bat well, it's not because we're doing something differently. I think we've had a consistent approach recently. We've stayed with the concept of looking for specific pitches and pitches that we can do damage on, and then being patient on pitches that we can't. I know it sounds simple, and I know I've been repetitive with it, but it really is the way we run our offense.
Thank you,
John.
Yeah, Gabe, second-year manager of this team. Have you dived much into the franchise history? Like Kerry said, 9 straight wins and every game 6 or more. I mean, this is kind of historic stuff in terms of the franchise, or is it more about, living in the moment?
I think it's probably understanding the history, appreciating the history, being a fan of baseball. And so, kind of excited when you share little nuggets like that. I think it's really cool, but then also staying in the moment.
And Posey tonight, kind of a couple examples of his leg strength, the way he turned on that inside pitch, and also legged out in a base hit. Sort of what you've been kind of game planning for all season, right? So he could be this strong in September.
I think that's definitely part of our approach. Buster and I have talked about it quite a bit. How load management is really important for him, and he was able to get to a pitch quite a bit inside. And that ball ran significantly off the plate and he was able to pull his hands in, stay inside the baseball, and drive it in the air to the pull side. So that's always a good signal with Buster. And to your point, got down the line pretty good there, and it was important that he did, because that was the moment that we were able to extend our lead, or what led to our ability to keep Jake McGee out of that game and allow Camilo Doval to finish the game for us. And by the way, he's really showing quite a bit of composure, even when he's not perfect with those locations. He's able to get right back in the strike zone. And it's good to see him develop and learn from some of the mistakes that he made earlier in the season. I think he's developed a lot for us, and it's going to pay dividends going forward.
Alex.
Hey, Gabe, you mentioned kind of at the beginning of this run and even right before it, how a couple times you felt a little bit short on the bench and couldn't necessarily make the moves that you wanted to make. How much of what we're seeing the last week plus is due to the fact that you guys are at full strength and you can kind of mix and match as you want to?
I think it means a lot. Just to be able to run for Ruffy there with Slater. And by the way, nothing great happened because we ran for Ruff and then we ran for Tommy, right? I think Tommy probably scores on that ball. It's all the way to the wall. That part of the ballpark is 399 feet away, so he probably scores as well. But we were able to do that. We still had Longoria and we still had Casale, and we've run into moments during the season where, we were concerned about not just running out of high quality plate appearances, but running out of players, period. And so it's certainly nice to know that we have really good options all the way through the game. And it is a function of having a near healthy roster. And
you know, we've worked hard to get here, and now we're going to have to work hard to stay here.
And then I know you like to discuss these things with the staff, but do you have a starter for tomorrow?
Yeah, Dom Leon will start for us tomorrow.
Danny?
Hey, Gabe. I'm just curious, in general, do you believe in the concept of momentum just on a game-to-game basis?
I think that's a good question. What I believe most is confidence is the most important factor for a baseball player. So, and you can't necessarily manufacture it. You can work towards it, but it's not a switch that you can turn on and off. So when a team and players are feeling their most confident, they're going to be more athletic. They're going to be more explosive. They're going to make better decisions. And this is not baseball stuff; it's human stuff. But it definitely translates well to baseball. So I hope that, you know, kind of expresses my thoughts there. I know it's not answering directly about momentum, but I think confidence and momentum are similar in the context of this conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
All right, that's all we have.
Great, thanks.